Good morning.
Good morning.
How y'all doing? Good morning, everybody. Y'all was waiting for us at the door, honey. They
It
was
was.
already in the chat. We're a few minutes late. It's my fault. I was running my mouth. Y'all know me. I get to run in my mouth. But good morning, everybody. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. We are back for another week of Beyond the Gates. Oh, shoot. I knew it was something else I meant to do. Dang, nabbit. Ah, that's okay. It's more than one way to do things. But hold on, we're gonna do it this way. So how you feel about this week? I'm sorry, while I'm doing this, how you feel about this week?
It was a good week. What I will say is there's one person in particular that I was like, what the hell? And why?
Well, there's a couple of those. I'm gonna be honest with you, and it's in my notes, so I know when I get to my note, I get to that part of my notes, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. But before we even go there, let's go ahead and address it because I know somebody gonna put it in the chat.
Oh.
So let's go ahead and address this. This is what I meant to put. I meant to upload this, but we just gonna go ahead.
Is it our newbie?
Our newbie. Listen, here we go.
We got her.
We finally got her, y'all. We got Deanna McBride. We finally have our Deanna McBride. Now, let me say this. You ever heard this saying, be careful what you wish for because you just might get it?
Uh-huh.
After seeing the clip for next week's episode, return to sender.
Not return to sender.
And I know I know y'all gonna be like, but really, B, you've been saying for months. You've been saying for months, where is Deanna? Why can't we get Deanna? And it's not her personally. I don't have an issue with her. She looks like a lovely young lady. But in that clip, and I wish I could show that clip. If y'all saw the previews for next week, baby, that clip was a hot mess.
Not return to sender.
Did you see it? Did you see it? The kid was just like, what kind of woman? I was like, what the fuck?
I knew she was gonna come in hot at her mama.
Well, well, no, I'm not gonna say that either because the way they've been talking about her is like she's this little, little lost dove that like.
I knew that's not what Deanna. I knew that wasn't gonna be Deanna. I knew the reason she wasn't coming home is she was avoiding Vanessa. I knew that's what it was. The more that Vanessa kept talking about Deanna, I'm like, it's some issues with these. I think I said it on here before. I'm like, it's some issues with those two, and I fully expected her to come home and give it to Vanessa. I wasn't shocked by that clip. I will say the acting that I saw.
The acting was terrible. That little fake ghetto mama accent is just not.
It was the acting that wasn't the best.
It was I mean, what kind of woman did the husband? You must be giving it up. I was like,
now I'm wondering if she was drunk. If she's playing drunk.
I don't know, but
they are at Uptown.
I don't know.
They are at Uptown, so she may have had a few to drink.
Right? Is this the mess we waited for?
But I knew
I was upset.
I knew Deanna was gonna come in hot for Vanessa. I expected it.
Well, I'm not surprised. That part I don't even have an issue with. Like you said, that. But listen, I need some acting.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. It didn't do nothing for me. Well, she did clock Vanessa, but it just didn't do nothing for me. But we'll see. Again, that was just one little clip. Cool. But that one little clip, I was like, this is what I've been waiting for. This is what I've been begging for every week. Right? I thought she was like, I mean, and I don't think she was naive or anything like that. But the way they were like her mental health and she's just not doing well. I was like, what is this?
I'm hoping she was drunk though, because that's what it was given. It seemed like she was slurring her words. So I'm like,
maybe she was drunk. I'm gonna give her a pass on that. I mean, I'm not giving her a pass. I'm gonna just wait and see the actual episode. Yeah. But yeah, that clip, and if that's the best clip they can come, like the thing is, y'all thought we wanted that because that's the clip y'all gave us.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So y'all thought that we wanted that clip, and we didn't. Vanessa might have to go back into black mama mode the way she was all up in her face. But Vanessa gonna have to give her what she been giving Leslie. We're gonna get to that. But she gonna have to give her what she been giving Leslie. Now, somebody said, I bet she's in a white sorority. Well, here's the thing.
Banneker seems like HBCU.
I'm about to say Banneker is an HBCU. There is no white sorority. If her and the son, the twins, both of them go to Banneker. Banneker is a HBCU. I'm not saying that there are no white sororities on a HBCU. I'm going to say I have never seen a white sorority on a HBCU. Now, have I visited every single HBCU campus? No. But I have been to quite a few, and I have never seen Delta on, at a HBCU. Now, that doesn't mean it can't exist.
True.
I've just never seen it, because who the hell is joining it?
And how many white people are going to a HBCU?
I mean, don't get me wrong. The bigger HBCUs do have white people and other minority. Well, they're considered minorities at an HBCU. They do, but I mean, enough to start a chapter and keep it going every year after year after year. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see. But I said the same thing. Now, if she was at like at the state school, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because the same thing with the son, when he came home after his father died and his fraternity brother sent that video, I was like, okay, they were all black in the video. You know what I'm saying? She's giving white wannabe elitist HBC. Yeah, she's definitely giving that. And I'm not going to stereotype any of the D9 and say, well, she act like a this or act like I ain't going to stereotype nobody. But I'm just going to say it's not a white sorority. But they keep saying she's in a sorority, so we'll see which. And I'm sure they're not going to use a real D9.
I don't think they will.
No, I don't think they'll use a real D9. But you never know. I mean, Debbie Allen got permission from D9 to use. And the thing was, remember, on A Different World, when Ron and Whitley joined sororities, they didn't use the actual names, but you saw the real D9 in the background with paraphernalia on. Like you saw, you know what I mean? You saw the real paraphernalia in the background, but when they went to go join, they didn't join a real D9 organization. So, yeah. Well, happy birthday to your dad. Shut up.
That's why I didn't respond, because I saw his last part of his comment. Somebody just said it'd be an A1.
Nobody fooling with that. But happy birthday to your dad. Is your dad the reason why you so spoiled? Because Cajun is spoiled, a brat in real life. Anyway, so let's get into it, you guys. Y'all know the way I do it. I go through my notes. I don't necessarily go day by day. So let me just start at the beginning. Now, the first couple of notes, I can't really. Let me start here. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna start with Bill and Haley's anniversary. I'm gonna be honest with y'all and tell y'all I'm sick of Bill and Haley. I'm sick of them. I'm over it. I don't care. I don't care nothing about what's going on with Bill and Haley at this point. I don't know how you feel.
I didn't care about the anniversary.
Happy birthday to your mom.
Yes, happy birthday. I didn't give a damn about that anniversary. But other than that, yeah, I didn't care about it. I thought it was funny, Danny coming up to the table with them and taking out the tissue, and you saw both of them kind of flinch. I was like, oh, y'all really are scared.
Right. That was cute. That was cute.
It was cute. But
go ahead. I'm sorry.
But as far as the anniversary, I don't care about. I know what I will say, because Cajun dropped that in my comments on my video talking about the shade of Joey. That was funny. The only thing about the anniversary that I liked was when they went to the casino.
Oh, I have that in my notes. I have that in my notes. I will say this. I thought that was cute. That was a cute little anecdote to go back to the, what happened at the at the wedding with Danny and the purse and everything and the pow. That was cute. But what I wrote in my notes was Andre is getting tired of Danny's antics.
He is.
Did you see his face?
Yeah, it was when she was talking to Chelsea.
I think he's just kind of like, again, he's very understanding and he gets it, but I think he's just over it because Danny is still constantly doing things for somebody that should be over Bill.
She's not.
You're not, and you're showing it.
Mm-hmm.
So I did put that in my notes. Now, the reason why I say, because I wrote this in my notes too, the reason why I say I'm over it, and I literally wrote this, I wrote, the fact that the plasma storyline is moving faster than Bill and Haley, the fact that the clinic is going to be open before Bill finds out that Haley is trying to kill him, I'm over it. Like, I literally wrote that in my notes. I'm over it. Like, the clinic is about to open.
That's why I'm stuck at. The clinic is about to open.
The plasma storyline is moving faster because, like I was all here for when we found out who Haley was. Like, oh, okay, yeah. Because I kept telling y'all I didn't trust Haley, and then with the whole she's poisoning him storyline. Okay, cool, but now it's just we ain't seen Bill drink no tea in 3 months. Like, what is going? Like, they said it was something wrong with his blood. And, I mean, I know we saw the guy taking his blood today, but I mean, this week we saw the lab tech come and take his blood. But it's just like, it's almost like they don't know where to go with it, so they can't close it out. But I'm just like, you got to give us something, even if you like, and like we talked about before. On other soap operas where characters do get arrested, they do go to jail, they have a trial, and they just something happens and they get acquitted. Like, if y'all not ready to get rid of Haley, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with keeping Haley as a villain and all of that. But something's got to give with this storyline of this. It's just something's got to give.
I think it's the Lynette thing that's going to. I think Lynette is going to be the straw that breaks the camel's back with Bill and Haley.
I feel that, but then I still feel like they stretched that out too far. We should have met Lynette months ago, because you had us watching him drink that damn tea for 6 months. It seemed like, I mean, I know it wasn't, but it just felt like it. It was just like, I don't know. It was just a lot. But there's a part of me that there are times when I feel like Bill is on to Haley and he's playing with her, and then there are times when I'm like, he is totally oblivious. Because the whole baby thing, a part of me is wondering if he's playing with her with the baby thing.
I don't think he is. I think Bill is serious about that baby thing. I really think Bill is serious. And I don't know why, but I believe he is.
I don't know. We about to find out.
It's so weird because think about it. A year ago, Bill didn't want no damn kids.
Right. It's, and now he's like, you said, and then he's talking like a real Neanderthal. You said you were going to give me my son. You know that's not how it works, Bill.
Yeah.
Like,
it's so weird with Bill. He's done, like, I just don't know where they're going with the character of Bill, because the Bill that we met is not the Bill that we have currently. Bill was an asshole.
And I'm okay with them softening him up a little bit, but he's still, I don't know. Like, the only person he's still an asshole to is Tomas.
Yeah. And Tomas knows his secrets.
You're my little secret. Okay.
But yeah, I don't hate this. The storyline, I'm just ready for it to unravel so that people know who Haley really is, so that.
Well, just pull at it a little bit. Give us a little bit. It's like you gave us so much and then you stop. And I understand they're giving us the Lynette of it, but I almost wish they had never given us the poison tea part of it and just brought in Lynette.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you what I almost wish they had done. And I know hindsight is 2020, y'all. I almost wish that they had never let us see the other side of Haley and let Haley walk in the office and see Lynette and then start from there. And then you have Haley panicking, running to Randy, and then the unwinding of all the things that they've been doing that we didn't see, but we saw it, but we didn't see it, like the fake miscarriage and all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because you gave us this whole poison, and then again, I'm still stuck on the when he passed out. You panicked, like you were mad. Girl, you've been trying to kill him. Anyway, but we'll see. But I literally did write that in my notes, child. All right, next. And I know this is a hard storyline for those of you who have gone through cancer or have had loved ones that go through cancer, but we see Anita is she started a new regimen of chemo this week. And what I put in my notes, I love this storyline, and I don't love it. Again, I know it's hard for people who have gone through it, but I love it because I feel like they're doing such a genuine job with this storyline.
I agree. I definitely agree with that. Now, what I will say is parts of her scenes I do kind of blot out a little bit, but I did like the scene when they put her in the cancer treatment when Ashley went. It's so weird to me. I felt bad for Ashley and I felt bad for Anita at the same time because Ashley was telling talking to Anita and telling her I'm here for you, and saying it actually she said if you need a different nurse then it's okay, you can tell me. And he was like, no, it's nice to have a friendly a place that and stuff like that. And I felt bad when Anita was going on and on about how her granddaughters don't have it, and I was like, ugh.
Right. And then Ashley had to sit there like, damn, like you didn't put me in a real messed up situation. Yeah, I did. Yeah.
And I like how Vernon, I like the supportiveness of Vernon, and I also like that they brought in Tracy to talk to.
Yeah, at the end of the week, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I even love when we saw like they're showing us the process of what her losing her hair, and now like I love how on Friday's episode we got no makeup. I mean, I'm sure she had stage makeup on, but she wasn't the made up Anita. She looked tired. She looked like she'd been going through something. You know what I mean? She looked bad. And I loved how she had that real conversation with Tracy and was like, look, I still am planning to beat cancer's ass, but it's getting harder and harder to believe that I'm going to win. I just thought those were just real conversations,
Absolutely.
Not her Mama Joyce wig.
Yeah, I thought those were real good conversations.
Yeah, I was here for it. Okay, Shanice and her aunt, Dr. Monica. So remember, we were like, who is this Dr. Monica? Why is she here? Well, come to find out, she's Shanice's aunt. But in real life, the character who plays Dr. Monica and Anita were on a soap opera together. I think Days of Our Lives, they said like 20 years ago, and they played sisters.
Oh, okay.
So that's why they had that moment in the hospital when she was like, Anita, I heard about what happened, and if you need anything, just call me. And she looked at her and she was like, I definitely will. Because I was like, what is that moment about? But then I saw later on that they actually played sisters on a soap opera like 20 years ago. So that was sort of like a nod to their friendship with that.
Okay. Yeah, it was probably As the World Turns. I know she was on As the World Turns before.
So it was okay. Then it was As the World Turns. It was whatever so yeah, they actually played sisters.
Okay.
And there was a picture. I should have clipped that too. There was a picture of them, a scene from them back then, and I was like, wow. Cool. So that's what that connection was with that. I don't know if Dr. Monica is going to just be a cameo or if she's going to come around more, but I would love to see if they're going to connect them on the show.
I would love to see that.
Because
I liked her. I like Shanice's aunt, and I like getting to know a little bit more about Shanice. I was like, that's it. Because when she came in and Shanice said, "Auntie," I was with Ted.
Right.
Like, this is my aunt. I was like, your real aunt or like a plain aunt? She's like, no, this is my mom's sister. I said, oh, nice, cool. We get a little bit of depth with Shanice.
Yep, a little bit of depth. So, and I love that because it's always great because we've said, I think me and you and probably Treese too have said, and probably I think everybody who I watched that review the show, we all said pretty much from the beginning we love Shanice and we wanted to see her character. We wanted her to become more of the show, which she has done. And so now we're getting more of her background, and I love it. I love that. Right. Ted thought talking about something. Oh, you miss me too? No, baby. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about her. Talking about her. She was definitely on Ted's ass, and I was here for it. I loved it. I mean, I knew she was going to grill him when she was trying to be all nice. Well, why don't you? Let's go to lunch. I was like, oh, she about to get his ass. So I knew.
And she has good questions.
She did.
Because Cause that's my fear with Shanice is I don't want I'm with Auntie Monica. I don't want Shanice to get hurt behind you and Nicole.
That's the biggest thing. I just don't want. Now, I will say this: as of right now, Shanice ain't in no trouble because Nicole ain't thinking about Ted,
Baby,
and I
Nicole
don't
said
think Ted is really thinking about Nicole. I mean, I don't. Yeah, I don't think Ted is really thinking about Nicole right now. I actually think he's kind of happy seeing Carlton getting his ass handed to him. If I'm being honest, I think he's loving that.
Oh, that was so
I don't. I think Shanice is actually safe for, and I say for now because I do think that Nicole and Ted will find their way back to each other. But I used to think it would happen sooner rather than later, but now I don't. I think it'll be one of those eventual things, but I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. I think they're going to let this Nicole love triangle play out for a while, which I'm here for. But you're right. I just don't want Shanice to get hurt. That's my biggest thing is I just don't, because I really do like Shanice, and I kind of like her and Ted. Like, you know, at first I wasn't feeling her and Ted, but they've grown on me because I saw the natural progression of them really just kind of, you know, it was almost that, wait a minute, I never thought of you like that, but you know, you saw the little conversations, you saw like even, you know, meeting up at Orphe Jeans and sharing the piece of, you know, like, oh, it's the last catfish dinner, which, you know, I like the way the writers did it.
It was a slow.
They didn't throw it in our face. It was, not like they did with Carlton.
We can talk about that one later.
Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about that in a minute. Yeah. So I don't know anything else about Shanice and her aunt and Ted. Okay.
I enjoyed the scene a lot.
So then we had Naomi and Kat talking, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't care nothing about Naomi, but it was the whole conversation with Kat in this apartment. Baby, why Kat was gonna move herself in Naomi's apartment? I think Kat has an issue with being alone.
Yeah.
Because you clearly can afford your own apartment.
And if you listen to Vanessa showed her all kind of nice apartments, but Kat was too picky about all the apartments.
Baby, Vanessa said, I show her everything. I show her penthouses. I show her everything. And that baby, she was like, she don't want nothing. She don't want nothing.
You also have to remember, Kat is a young woman. Like, I think Kat is early 20s. So she's probably never lived by herself before.
Probably I think she's more like mid-20s, but yeah.
Yeah. She's in her 20s, so she's never lived by. I don't think Kat has ever lived alone. So it's gonna be a transition for her to get used to being on her own. She's an independent person, but I don't think she's independent in the fact that she knows how to navigate being in a place by her with just her and only her. I think that's where Kat is.
Yeah.
Now,
she told Naomi, well, I'll just stay with you until Jacob gets back. Naomi was like,
Naomi's just another story. She's just irking my soul and my spirit at this point.
I almost feel bad for the character of Naomi because it's almost like the writers don't know what to do with her. Because she started off as this strong, independent, I have my own law practice. I didn't want to follow in my dad's footsteps. I mean, I did want to follow in his footsteps, so I realized he was an asshole, and then I didn't. And, you know, she had that strong case. She was going against her father. And ever since then, child, we ain't seen her talk about a lawsuit. Since June, we ain't heard her talk about a lawsuit.
Well, you know, she met up with a client last week at when she met Monica, but I think Naomi has been so wrapped. The problem with Naomi is this BRCA has gotten her all wrapped up, and she just came off with that pregnancy scare with Jacob, and so that's where I think Naomi is stuck at. Is those two things: is that pregnancy scare with Jacob, this BRCA gene, and now Jacob being gone. So I kind of get how she can be thrown off, but it's the fact that she's just become so rude and insufferable for me.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I don't think the writers know what direction to take her in. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see when we get on the other side of this Jacob storyline what they do with her. Because right now she's really just in flux. I mean, she's just there. You know what I mean? Like I don't feel nothing. She seems like she's just in flux.
She just gets on my nerves. What she does.
Well, she definitely does that. I agree, Cheap 83, and we said that last week. Kat, there's no reason for her to move out. Madison isn't moving in, and Danny is not going to kick her out, right? And Chelsea, they haven't even set a date yet. Like, I don't know. Sometimes I just think Kat, Cat just be.
So what I will say is everybody made some valid points because I didn't even think about it the way that Andre pointed it out and the way Vernon pointed it out. We have to think about it this way. Everything that Chelsea has done has been spur of the moment, and she has a business with Kat, and she hasn't had not one conversation with her. When Madison was supposed to go to when Madison was going to Copenhagen, Chelsea just said, "Oh, I'm going to go to Copenhagen with Madison." You have a business with your cousin, and you never said, "Hey, cuz Madison is going to Copenhagen. I want to go with her. Let's figure out how we work our business." And then we live together. Like, and remember, they're best friends. They are close like this. Like if me and my little cousin were actually just texting last, like, because we're like this. And I got some news from one of my other cousins. She texted me. She was like, "Hey, did you?" So one of my other little cousins, she moved next door to my cousin that lives out in some townhomes not far from me. She was like, she moved in next door. I was like, "What?" So I texted my little cousin. I was like, "Hell, for you to tell me that our other cousin moved next door." She was like, "My mama told me, but I forgot to tell you." I was like, "Girl, we tell each other everything."
That's how me and my cousin are. Me and my cousin. So I understand that. Me and my cousin are like that.
Girl, we tell each other everything. Like I told her, I'm like, I'm gonna trade you and your son in for somebody else. She was like, "You gonna get somebody beat up." So I get it. So and I would feel that way about her. It's something like if she sits here and telling me, "Oh, I'm moving here," and I'm like, "Bitch, when were you?" And it's instantaneous. It's like, "Girl, you never told me this. Like, what's going on here?" And then the fact that now she wants to get married to Madison, it's like, granted, that's her life. She can do whatever she want to do. But it's like, damn, me and you are best friends. We're sisters. And these are important decisions in your life. And you don't have to consult with me, but you didn't even let me in on what you were doing. Like Raven says, Chelsea is spontaneous. And I couldn't deal with that, especially with them having a business. So I get where Kat is, and I get Andre. It's like, even what Danny said when she was like, it's kind of like how when Bill left her for Haley, Kat feels like she's being pushed to the side by Chelsea because everything is now Madison. Madison was going to Copenhagen. Chelsea goes to Copenhagen. Now she stays. Let's get married. I know there's no date, but it's just too much Madison. And it could also be a little bit of jealousy because Kat and Tomas are not in a good space with each other. So it could be twofold. But I can see listening to Danny, Andre, and Vernon talk, I can actually see it more now why Kat might feel away.
I 100% agree with why Kat feels the way she feels as far as the business side is concerned. I felt that way from the beginning. Even when Kat first said to her, "Girl, what are you talking about? You can't just pick up and go to Copenhagen." She was like, "Well, we can work remote." She was like, "What are you talking about? Like, we are literally a startup business. We are only 1 year in. Like, there are things that have to happen where you can't be on the other side of the world in a different time zone when we have decisions that need to be made and things that need to happen." She was like, "We're still trying to get on New York, trying to get on runways, and we're trying to get influencers and celebrities to wear our stuff. Like, we are working, girl. What are you doing?" So I 120% understand where Kat is coming from, and I'm team Kat on that. When it comes to the business side and how Chelsea is so flighty with shit, I am team Kat. But as far as the where am I gonna live thing, I think she doing a lot.
I think she's doing too much with that. That I do agree with because, like everybody said, it's not like her and Matt. Well, shit, we don't know. Because her and Matt, she could say, "Let's get married tomorrow."
And she would do it.
It's Chelsea we're talking about here.
And that's true. That's valid. Excuse me. I'm sorry I keep yawning, but I am awake. I promise y'all I'm awake. But you're right. That's true. It's just, hey, everybody coming in. What up, Don Don? Don said, "Child, I'm only here to work because I'm nowhere near caught up on Beyond the Gates." Well, get caught up. Speaking of which, that's a good BET is actually doing a marathon.
Yes.
So shout out to BET, shout out to Beyond the Gates. They're actually doing a marathon. So get caught up, Don Don.
Yes.
I don't know what episodes they're going to be showing or whatever, or how long the marathon is, but
I mean, I get your point. But like I have to think about it. I'm like, we know Chelsea.
Yeah, I mean, from that perspective, that's valid. That's a valid point to be like, yeah, I mean,
We don't know what Chelsea gonna do.
She got somewhere to live, but you're right. She could wake up, and I mean, and we know Danny's not going to put her out, but it's still like I moved to this guest house for us to work together, not for you to move out and leave me here about, So I get it. I definitely get it. I think Kat doesn't like not having control and Chelsea takes control. Yeah, but Chelsea takes control without thinking shit through. But you're right. Kat does like control, but I understand. I don't want Chelsea taking control of shit.
Because ain't no
baby Chelsea be all over the place.
She do.
And she's so flighty. Like on Monday, it's like, yeah, let's blah, blah, blah. And then on Tuesday, it's, well, no, I changed my mind. And then on Wednesday, it's like, well, maybe that was a good idea. And on and it's okay to be impulsive when it only affects you.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't have kids. I don't have pets. If I decide to get up tomorrow and drive to Texas to visit JB and my Texas friends, I'm not hurting nobody but me come Monday morning when I'm supposed to be at work.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like that's not hurting anybody. But when you have a business and you have other people involved, that back and forth, up and down, in and out, that can affect so many other people. So, but I understand what y'all are saying, though. Yeah. But yeah, that was just funny to me. Poor Kat. And it all sounds good for Chelsea to say. I know she didn't move on, but I could see Chelsea going overseas and not doing her part for Chelsea, Kat. And that's the other thing too. Like Kat may feel like I need you in front of me to keep you on task.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Chelsea, is a little ADHD with stuff and gets off task easily. And she, so that's valid too, Melrose. That's valid too. That's valid. Anything else on that?
Mm-mm.
Okay. I already said that part. Danny's antics are getting old. I've already said that. Chelsea Kat. Oh, we kind of already talked about that. That's what we were talking about when Chelsea was sitting with Andre and Danny talking about. So we kind of already talked about that a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the casino. Bill takes Haley to the casino for their anniversary to spend all that paper that he gave her. And Joey messy ass.
Very messy.
I was so here for it though. Baby, that thing. I said, Joey, I'm with you. I'm with you on this one. Joey said, no problem. I got the perfect dealer for you. He gonna tell, get your ass in here.
Hey, Sammy. And then he called him Sammy.
He said, Sammy. Come on down here and get him some luck.
But you know what really cracked me up was when Haley went to the bar to go get a drink behind Bill. She was like, it's interesting that you're behind the bar. He was like, yeah, from here, I can see everything. I can see, people's mannerisms and stuff. I was like, and if you looked at it before she went to the bar, when she was winning and Bill was losing, I was like, is Randy helping her win?
Of course he was.
And you can see the body language between those two. I was like, Joey is reading a body language, and their body language doesn't give what Randy said. Who was it that said they were having an affair? Was it Randy or was it Haley? It was Randy that said they were having an affair, right?
Say that again.
Who said that? Because remember, Joey thought that they were having an affair. It was Randy.
It was Randy that said it because remember, Haley was mad that he said that. He was like, look, I had to come up with something. Yeah, that was Randy.
Their body language doesn't give they're having an affair.
Body language gives that they be running cons and they know how to read each other.
Yeah, they know each other.
And Joey knows that life. Like Joey is a crook. Joey is a crook, But let me tell you what was also funny. When they first came in and Joey was like, oh, it's so nice for you to be here. Whatever their last name is. Miss Hamilton. Because it's something about, because I don't think you've ever been here before. I said, Joy, you are.
Joy having fun with that. He is having a good time. And I'm actually here for it. So I don't know who's going to bust them, if it's going to be Joey or actually what I think, what I feel like may happen, Joey may finally put two and two together and use it to his advantage with Randy. And Haley. He's going to use that to his advantage.
I think it's more for Haley than Randy. Randy can't do nothing for him, but Haley can.
Well, to keep Randy in line.
Well, he can keep Randy in line with his,
with his blicky.
Yeah. Chief said, why are they keeping this Sammy lie up? Randy should have told Bill it was a cover because he was hiding from Joey last summer. But that wouldn't go along with what happened. That would totally contradict the fact that if you were hiding from Joey, why are you in the middle of Uptown saving my wife from a miscarriage? And if that's all it was, then why did y'all lie to begin with?
Exactly.
And if you were hiding from Joey, you shouldn't have been there. And changing your name from Randy to Sammy is not hiding from Joey.
What I will say is the storyline is kind of unraveling if you really think about it.
It is.
It's unraveling a whole lot. Because especially, I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but what she and Randy did in the middle of the week, I was like, that is the dumbest shit I've ever saw in my life.
Well, they bit. Look, we'll get there in a minute, but they bit.
That's what I said.
They've been dumb, but that's what I've been saying from the beginning. I'm like, why are we just meeting out in public like we ain't doing something we ain't supposed to be doing? I mean, it's the same thing with Jacob. Like, y'all not even, and I get it. I understand it's a soap opera and they're limited sets, but y'all not even going to a different restaurant. Y'all going to the same restaurant that everybody goes to. You're going to Orphy Jeans. You're going to Uptown. You're going to the coffee shop, which at first, when we first saw the coffee shop, wasn't too many people. Now everybody go to the coffee shop too. So it's like, I mean, y'all not even pretending.
Yeah, they better utilize that back alley that Jacob being in.
Right. They better now everybody gonna be in that alley.
They better utilize it, hell out that back alley.
Right. Y'all, why y'all can't just meet on a park bench and pretend and just sit there and watch the kids play at the park or something? I mean, y'all are just shitting it.
Anyway. At one point, in the first season, they used to film on location. They used to film on the set, on the actual lot. They ain't done it in a minute. Right. I mean, or they could get in a car. Like, remember at the beginning when Joey first was meeting up with Doug and they were in his car? Like, why you can't just have Randy getting in her car? We won't have to, we don't need to know where the car is parked, but at least it's giving some shelter of them trying to hide something. Yeah. It's like, and it was only a matter of time before they thought they was gonna see each other. Yeah. Jacob talking to everybody in the alley, the good guys ain't about right. Right. So it's just, but we'll get to that. You're right. We'll get to that a little bit more. But let me see. Anything else? But you're right. That was a good pickup. I don't know if I caught that, but that was a good pickup that Joey probably was picking up on their body language, on their nonverbal, because again, Joey understands that too, because that's the world he lives in. So I didn't even pick up on that. I definitely feel like he was reading. He wasn't just reading like how they were interacting. He was looking at nonverbal cues as well. Like I definitely think he was looking at that, and it's not giving a secret relationship. Well, it is a secret relationship, but it's not the secret relationship that he told Joey. But it's interesting. We'll see how. We're gonna see how it plays.
Joey and Lynette are definitely the linchpin that's going to blow this thing up.
Maybe even Chelsea, if she puts 2 and 2 together.
Chelsea is not putting 2 and 2 nothing together. Chelsea. I kind of thought Madison was, when Madison was like, I've seen him somewhere before, but I can't place it. I kind of thought Madison was going to pick up on something, but if we wait for Chelsea to figure it out, we in trouble. We'd be here another 2 years.
Oh, shit. That is funny to me.
Baby, Chelsea.
Oh, the light is on, but nobody's home.
Baby, beautiful gowns. Beautiful gowns.
Her elevator don't ding.
Listen, she's the stereotypical dumb model. I'm sorry, I hate to say it.
She does give that stereotype.
Oh gosh. Right. Chelsea should have just been listening. Like, I know they weren't close enough to really hear, but baby, if y'all had sat there, like you walked up on her, don't walk, just let it see how this shit plays out. Yeah. Girl, but talking about, I mean, my dad, where's my dad? I mean, my dad.
And Haley outsmarted both of them.
And did.
You outsmarted
Chelsea. Baby, Haley flipped that thing so good.
Chelsea, I get, but Madison, you outsmarted the shit out of both of them. I was like,
and I can't even be mad because baby Madison flipped that. I mean, Chelsea. I mean, damn Haley. Baby Haley flipped that thing so good on them. I said she done flipped this whole thing up on them. By the time it was over with, baby, she had Bill about ready to buy a new house, child.
I was shook. That shit was funny to me.
Oh Lord. Okay. I wrote in my notes. I literally wrote this in my notes. Leslie is doing too much. It was too much Leslie this week, y'all. I love Leslie. I think Leslie is a great villain, but it was too much with Leslie this week. Leslie should have got knocked out this week. Between her rolling up on Nicole and Vanessa.
That scene was funny to me.
Yeah.
I love that scene.
With Eva and her and Isaiah, with the clinic, with her rolling up on Joey. Joey talking about something. How the fuck did she even get back here? Where is my security? Like, somebody should have slapped the shit out of Leslie.
So, I'm going to be honest. The only scene of Leslie that I was over was the Eva scene. But other than that, the other ones, I cracked up laughing. I was it.
Like, when she said, what she called her nasty Nikki and her alter ego, Dr. Nicole. Yeah. Again, Leslie is a great villain. She is funny, and I love Leslie. Let's be clear. But this week, it was just, for me, it was too much. I was like, Leslie.
It was just enough for me. So what I did was I watched Thursday and Friday live, and then I went back and watched Monday and Wednesday this morning. But when I watched Thursday's episode, and when I saw Vanessa making out in that casino, I said,
and she's so this why you can't this why you can't get on my job that I need you to do for me?
That's when she came in there and broke this Nessa. I screamed. And then when Vanessa like, this Joey is mine, because she started flirting with Joey, and Vanessa like, he's mine. But what had me hollering was when Vanessa, kind of charged at Leslie, and she looked at her, and then she did it again. I'm sorry, but that shit was funny to me. And then when I was watching it this morning, when I saw her at Uptown go and sit with Vanessa and Nicole, I screamed because this shit was funny.
I need Nicole to slap her one good time. Like, I just need Nicole to slap the shit out of her one good time.
So when she said, "I'm here for you," and Nicole was like, "What the fuck?" She's like, "Calm down, naughty Nikki. I'm not here for you. I'm here for Nessa." I said,
baby, when she said naughty Nikki, I was done. I mean, again, I laughed, but it was just. But I love the fact, and here's the thing, and I'm not going to turn this
for me. Here's
the thing. I love the fact that Vanessa gives her everything she needs. Like, I love to see her, like that scene on Friday where her and Vanessa was going back and forth, and when they went Orphe Jeans and they was going tit for tat, baby, that thing was good to me. That was good to me, because a couple of times Vanessa said something, and Leslie ain't have a comeback. Leslie was like, but she respects Vanessa. She respects Vanessa because because Vanessa does give it back to her. But baby, that thing,
and Nicole, because she can't really go. She can go toe to toe with Nicole, but she knows when to back down, because Nicole said, "Remember the last time that you guys got choked? That was not a Nikki. You want me to bring her out?" I was like, "Come on, Nicole."
You know what? I forgot Nicole had choked her ass. Nicole, she need to do it again.
Nicole said, "Remember the last time I choked you? That was naughty Nikki."
Yeah, she need to do it again. Now, Cheap 83. That's a good. We sort of talked about that before. Do you think? Because we know Vanessa has a history of sleeping with other people's men. Do you think Vanessa would really seriously come on to Isaiah? And if she did, do you think that would finally be the last straw?
So honestly,
I mean Leslie, not Vanessa.
Do I think Leslie would come on to Isaiah? I wouldn't put it past her.
Do you think that would be the final straw? You think that would finally be enough for Eva to finally?
That would be the final straw for Eva.
You think so?
Because remember, Eva, because was it Friday's episode, or was it what episode was it?
When Eva threatened her? Mm-hmm. I think that was Thursday.
Okay, so yeah, I do believe that Eva, because I think Eva really does like Isaiah. Mm-hmm. And I think if her mama did that, that would be the ultimate. I think Eva's thinking her mama's gonna do something on a different note to come in between her and Isaiah, with her talking about this wedding and this whole stuff with Elon and all that kind of stuff. I think if it goes the way, if it went the other direction and she tried to sleep with the boy, I think that would be the final nail on the coffin for Eva. I think she would team up with Kat. Honestly, I think she would team up with Kat to bring her mama down.
Oh, right, Christopher. That's why I said Christopher said Leslie slept with Peaches man back in the day, right? And that's why I said we know she's not above it. Mm-hmm. Like if you sleep with your mama's man, there's nothing to say you would try to sleep with your daughter's man. Like
who won't you sleep with at that point?
Right. Like if you go after your mama's man, like you have no boundaries.
She definitely got no boundaries. I mean, Leslie is inappropriate with Isaiah. Now, granted,
the things that she has said about Isaiah to me is already crossing the line.
She calls him, talk about how fine he is.
And remember when she asked Eva about him in bed? Like, yeah,
that was so weird.
I wish my mama would.
Ew, that is so weird to me.
Like, oh my gosh, I would be so weirded out if my mother ever. Ugh. Anyway, somebody said something in the comments I wanted to say something about. Damn it. Oh, Leslie is bored. Somebody in the comments said Leslie's bored. I agree. Leslie is bored. And I think that's another reason why she's just all over the place. Because, see,
she ain't got nothing to do.
She's got nothing to do. Right. She got money and so she doesn't have to work. Mm-hmm. And so she don't have nothing to do but to just get on other people's nerves and just move her. Because, again, she wants respect and she can't get it. She cannot. It's kind of like Haley. She cannot make these people respect her. Like, you can come into the country club. You can buy your way in wherever you need to buy your way in. It's kind of like with Haley, but you can't make us like you and you can't make us accept you. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
I agree. She is the devil's, her brain is the devil's workshop.
Right. All right. Let me see. What do I have next in my notes? She was better when she was scheming. Yeah, because see now, I mean, she's still scheming. It's just different. She's still scheming.
It's just in a different.
But she's trying to buy respectability, like with this clinic and stuff, and it just doesn't matter. Nobody cares
at all.
All right. Isaiah. Okay. The funniest part of this week was that basketball game. That was hilarious.
What were them ugly ass shorts that Andre had on?
Those were ugly. I don't know where he got them shorts
from. What I do want of Andre's wardrobe is them pants he had on.
Oh, I didn't pay attention to the pants.
I love those pants he had on.
But I remember them ugly ass shorts because I remember thinking, what the fuck?
I need them pants he had on. I'm pretty sure they're expensive, but I don't give a damn. I want them pants. So if anybody know who makes those pants, let me know in the comments.
I don't know. I have to go back and look. I don't even know what pants you're talking about. So, but let's talk about. Oh, go ahead.
So, they were kind of khaki-ish. I'll send it to you, but yeah. Okay.
Well, no. So let's break down this. Let's break down this basketball situation. So first, we have Leslie telling Ted he needs to meet with Isaiah and find out what his intentions are with their daughter. I'm so sick of these adults acting like they got little kids and they got these grown ass kids. Girl, you don't need Ted to do nothing. You don't need to remind him to do nothing. You don't need to tell him to do nothing. So Ted invited Isaiah to the club, but Isaiah thought it was for lunch. So he comes all dressed up and it was for basketball. And then Andre is like, nah, we playing basketball. Now back at the hospital, Ted runs into Carlton and Carlton was like, oh, well, you can't really play. They doing that back and forth thing. So Ted invites Carlton to the gym to come play basketball with them. And on their way out, they run into White Men Can't Jump. And him and Carlton start getting into
White Men Can't Jump.
White chocolate. Shit, I don't know. And they end up getting into it. And so all of them end up at the damn club. And the thing was, we knew it was going to turn into who's, what was bigger between Carlton and White Chocolate. Like we knew and that's why I said for right now, I think Ted is over it because Ted wasn't even in it. Ted wasn't even, he was like, I'm gonna let y'all fight this shit out. Like Ted wasn't even entertaining it.
Right. It was funny as hell to me. It was funny because it started out with Ted. It started out with Ted and Carlton just having a friendly banter with each other.
Right.
But then it got serious when Carlton saw Kyle. So what I'm gonna say is, which I made my stance known. I'm team Kyle over Carlton.
Every day, all day.
It's interesting to me. It was with Carlton, it's all about his ego. It was all ego with Carlton when it came from, because again, with him and Ted, I think it was just two friends just having it out about basketball, a game of basketball. But then when Kyle got involved, it's like, oh, you want the same woman you're involved with this woman that I'm involved with. So since we're not going to physically fight each other, let's fight it out on the court. And then you heard Kyle, he would say, when the pickup game started not going in your direction, you take cheap shots and stuff. I'm like, well, that seems like who Carlton is, taking cheap shots, in my personal opinion. But hey.
But I think, again, because Harold said, really, we're starting to see some character flaws in Carlton. I thought about you in that scene. I saw him from the beginning. I'm going to be honest, we can go all the way back to the anniversary dinner, which I think is the first time we met Carlton, was the night of the anniversary party. Was it not? Was that the first time we actually met Carlton? Yeah. I didn't like him from that door because I felt like he was flirting with Nicole then. And I was like, this man is flirting with his friend's wife. Like, what we doing here? I felt like he was flirting with her then.
Yeah.
So the minute there's trouble in paradise, you come swooping in, which means, again, which says to me, you've been feeding for my wife the whole time we've been business partners, the whole time you've been smiling in my face as my friend. Every time I invited you over to my house for a cookout, a barbecue, a birthday celebration, movie night, like every time you came into my house with nefarious intentions because you always been waiting in the wings to come after my wife. So I always felt like there was a character flaw there. Again, that's why I'm a lot more open to the Ted and Shanice of it all, because I don't feel like they ever looked at each other that way. You know what I mean? I don't feel like it was ever there. But with Carlton, you've been waiting on this. You've been sitting in the wings for however many years waiting for me to fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I can't respect it.
And never will.
I can't respect it. And I'm glad that Nicole is giving him what she giving him, and I'm glad that Kyle is there. I'm glad that she has somebody else to keep her attention, so she's not all 100, like all right here. I'm glad she's got other things to keep her attention.
Yeah, I'm loving it.
But that basketball game was hilarious. I loved it. It was typical men doing what typical men do. Mm-hmm. Ted did finally have a conversation with Isaiah and was basically like, what are your intentions with my daughter? Again, whatever, don't care, because I just feel like she grown. And I understand you don't want to see her get hurt. She's been through a lot, but she grown.
I get it. She definitely... I get it, but I think Ted is also trying to make up for lost time.
Yeah, he's on overtime daddy mode. Yeah. And I'm not even mad at him, because here's the thing. I love the fact that Ted is ready to jump in and try to make up for lost time. I'm glad that we're getting that instead of the opposite of where you ruin my family just because you're my daughter doesn't give you the right, and you and your mama. Like, I'm glad that Ted isn't taking that route. Like, I appreciate that he's like, look, let me jump into full-time daddy mode because I wasn't there, and you was dealing with this crazy mama over here. So I'm here for that. But, child, don't nobody care about you asking Isaiah what his intentions are. Child, go sit down somewhere.
Yeah.
Nicole never should have screwed Carlton. She don't want him. Well, what's wrong with her screwing him?
I think she likes Carlton.
I think she likes Carlton. I just don't think Carlton wants to lock her in, and she doesn't want to be locked in.
Doesn't want to be locked in.
I think she likes Carlton. I think she likes Kyle. I don't think there's anything wrong with dating. I don't think there's anything wrong with dating multiple people as long as they know you're dating multiple people. I think the problem with dating multiple people is when you make them think that it's a monogamous situation, and it's not. But Nicole has been very upfront with both of those men and said, look, I don't want to be locked in. I just came out of this, 30-year marriage. I'm enjoying being single and getting to know me again and learning me again. And it ain't nothing wrong with her sexing both of them. She grown. I'm sure she's being, careful. You know what I'm saying? She's doing more than dating. I don't know what your definition of dating is, but to me, they're dating.
Yeah, they're dating.
And I understand that everybody doesn't include sex in dating, but some people do. And I don't see anything wrong with what she's doing. I think she's being very upfront with everybody involved. And she's not doing nothing secret. She's going out in public with these men. She's going out to dinner. She's going to places where people are going to see them. I'm loving it. Nicole, do you, girl?
The problem is that Carlton just wants more and she's been upfront and honest that she doesn't want a relationship.
Yeah.
She's going out on dates. She's having fun.
Right. Carlton is the one that's trying to lock her in. Because again, I'm going to be honest with y'all, and I don't know if the writers are going to go in this direction. So if the writers go this way, I want my check. But it's almost as if they're building up Carlton almost. And I mean, I'm not saying another Allison thing because Allison was just fucking crazy. But it's almost like they're building up Carlton to just have this unhealthy obsession with Nicole. Because we ain't got there yet, but hold on, let me see how far it is on my notes because we can maybe just go ahead and jump into it. So I got Bill and Haley twice on my notes. That lets you know how much. Well, we can just go ahead and talk about it. Carlton went to go visit Vernon to ask him. Like he shows up with the scotch and the flowers and talking about some. I wanna ask your permission to date your daughter. Baby, the way Vernon bust out laughing.
When he started laughing, I hollered. That shit was funny to me.
Baby.
Like, Carlton, you can't be serious. Nicole has told you what it is. So
and like Vernon said, I can't tell my daughter what to do. Like, what are you talking about? Baby, Vernon had a good laugh. He needed that laugh, baby. Vernon needed that laugh.
Because it's just like you can't be serious.
And and it's funny because Carlton tried to play it off and laugh and try to play it off. He was serious though. He was dead ass serious. And then when he left, we saw him make that phone call to Nicole and leave that message. And he was like, yeah, so maybe we can go out to dinner and maybe we can go see that movie. And maybe we can, what part of I don't want to be tied down are you missing? He is losing. He knows he's losing. Carlton overstepped with Vernon. Nicole doesn't want him like that. Leave her daddy alone. Right. That was some bold shit. That was bold as hell. That was so bold. But that was funny. It was funny. Why should Nicole stop dating Carlton? Right. I think she can date both of them. I mean, again, I think Nicole is being honest and telling both of them what it is. But Carlton going over to Vernon, to me, that's just showing desperate. And again, I don't know if the writers, since we already kind of had the Allison storyline, and I noticed how they brought Allison up this week too. So I'm wondering if Allison is about to come pop back up, but it's interesting. It'll be interesting to see if the writers go in that direction with Carlton.
I hope not.
Is Carlton a widower or divorced? I don't remember. Did we ever talk about? Do we know if Carlton ever was married? I don't remember.
We never talked about it.
Carlton thought he could get a leg up with Nicole by going to her dad. If anything, I think that's going to turn Nicole off when Vernon tell her. Because Vernon going to tell her.
What I really thought was so funny to me was the fact that he called Nicole, talking about, I'm pretty sure you're in bed by now. I'm like, you don't even know the half of it.
Yeah, she in bed, all right.
Baby, when he said, I'm pretty sure you, but I'm like, she sure the hell is. And when
she sure is.
And then you flip over to Nicole, I'm like, girl, you better. I was in my bed. I was like, girl, you better get it. Because I like this for Nicole. I really truly do. It's fun and it's healthy because when you think about it, she's been a wife and a mother for so long. And now she's divorced. And so now she is learning who Nicole is outside of being a wife and a mother. And so she can date whoever she wants today. And I like the fact that when it comes down to, it's a difference between Carlton and Kyle, because you saw Kyle when she called Carlton up when they were finished playing basketball to get him to come on a date. She's like, if you turn me down one more time, I'm going to think that you're playing hard to get, which he is playing hard to get.
Which he is, because he was listening to Ashley ass.
And then Kyle heard, he's like, that was Nicole? He was like, yeah. And you caught that little snide remark that he gave to Kyle. But then I was like, Kyle called Vanessa, and she was like, speak of the devil. I was like, ooh, I'm like, and when I'm glad Nicole said it to Kyle, she's like, are you moving closer to Fairmont Crest to be close to me? He was like, we set a boundary. We're just having fun. There's no title on us right now, right? And that's when she said, so you want to go back to my place? Because he's like, I can come over and just borrow a cup of sugar. And so I like them going back to her place and doing what they do. He respects what Nicole wants, unlike Kyle.
Exactly. And I noticed how he said that he was looking for a lease for about a year. So Kyle gonna be around for a minute.
Mm-hmm. And I'm here for it. I
am definitely here for it. Yep, I'm definitely here for it. So but I got my eye on Carlton because I'm just not sure if they're turning this into
I found the pants that Andre had on.
Oh,
they expensive.
They expensive. Oh, I do. Okay, yeah, those are nice. How much are they?
$230.
Woo! Are they good quality though?
They look like I want these pants. So I'm probably gonna end up buying them at some point. But I want these pants because they're
nice. They're cute. They're cute. They're cute. I like those.
So that's what I've been overlooking at the whole time. I was determined to find them pants, and I found them.
The actors who play Bill and Carlton play the same character and everything. Yeah, that's true.
That is true. But yeah, again, Team Kyle over here.
DB said, "What's the brand? What's the brand of the pants?"
It is Farfetch. That's the name of the brand.
Cajun, don't get timed out.
What do you say?
Ravine said, JB, get them for your birthday gift.
Oh. Y'all know my birthday is in July, and that's the summer. Y'all, I'm not gonna wear these hot ass pants in the summer. Y'all
it's funny because I already had my birthday gift picked out from my birthday gift to myself. But you're right, that's not gonna work for you.
It's not gonna be
mine is a purse,
gift, y'all. But
purses don't matter. Mine is a purse that I want. That's my birthday gift to myself.
But I'm definitely gonna get them. It's not that I can't. It's just like when I saw 230, like I can swing that. I don't have a problem with that. So we'll get it at some point.
Listen, life is short. If you want them, get them.
Yeah, I'm getting.
Like you said, especially if it's not going to affect you paying a bill, baby.
No. Oh, hell no.
I'm probably not the right one to talk about when it comes to Carpe Diem. I ain't the right one.
That ain't gonna affect no bills.
Cause I be like, if it ain't gonna affect you paying a bill, and you want them, you ain't got nobody else. You ain't got no kids to worry about. You don't have no wife or husband to take care of, baby.
Nope. Cajun, if you don't,
Cajun, you about to get timed out. Now, just because you a mod, though, I can time you out.
But you back, yeah. But yeah,
I can take your mod stick.
Yeah, time him out. But yeah, when it comes to Kyle, I like the fact that Kyle respects Nicole's wishes, whereas Carlton is really all about what Carlton wants and not about what Nicole wants, because she's been upfront and honest with you about what she wants and what she don't want. I would assume that shit, you slept with the woman. Have fun with you slept with her, you go on dates with her, have fun with that. Just enjoy the moment with her. That's she's
right. Cheat yourself, don't treat yourself. I mean, treat yourself, don't cheat yourself. You know?
Well, I think Kyle is the better fit for her anyways.
I think so too, because like I said, it's something creepy about Carlton as it relates to that relationship. Wait a minute, hold on. I have asked you on several occasions to please sit Cajun's desk outside in the hallway.
Please do something with it. And then it's the fact that he comes into my let me read this comment that he put in, because he be trolling the hell out of. I'm like, and
let me tell y'all something. Cajun has been a troll for a long time. He used to have a whole different name. I don't know if he knows I know his old name he used to, but Cajun has been bothering me since he was under his old name. Okay.
what had me was the fact that he left this comment and I'm in the middle of work. So he says, I'm still trying to figure out why we haven't gotten a teaser for this week's review. WTF, is he holding on us trying to be lazy and bald? Cajun, if you don't go to hell.
Cajun. Now I'm gonna say this to you, JB. Now that is the downside. So once you sign up for the cruise, you will be in the group chat and you got to deal with Cajun in the group chat.
But I will block Cajun. I would block Cajun with a quickness.
Look, I threatened to put him out. I said, Cajun, I'm about to suspend you from the group for a week. Because he was doing something in the group. I don't even remember what he was doing, but it was something. I said, Cajun, you about to get put out for a week. I'm about to put you out the group chat for a week. You're going to get suspended.
I will mute him. The minute I know it's him, I'll be like, muted.
Cajun trolls on IG too. Yes, Cajun he trolls. He is a troll.
I don't think he's found my Instagram because he ain't on there. So, but he trolls in my comments. I know that much. I'm like,
oh God. Anyway, you notice he done got quiet now. Look, he ain't said nothing. He ain't said nothing. Cajun stay meddling. Yes. Right, you know what, Melrose? You're right. Vernon told Carlton to wait on Nicole, and then he immediately goes outside and calls her and asks her out on 3 dates. He asked her out on 3 dates in one phone call.
It was a Thai place. It was the movies, and something else, and breakfast or something like that.
He was like, "Yeah, I want to take you to dinner and breakfast too. And what about this new horror movie?" And I was like, "Sir, that man literally just told you wait."
But and that proves that he doesn't know what boundaries are.
And again, and that it just makes me wonder if the writers are just taking us in that direction. Again, I know we had the Allison obsessive storyline, but I think it'll be the same but different if that makes any sense.
I don't want to deal with another psycho. We had Allison. We got a resident psycho that won't go anywhere.
Leslie.
Yes, we had the resident psycho.
But I honestly feel like I can see where. And maybe I don't think this is going to bring Ted and Nicole back together, but I can almost see where it's going to force Ted to intervene and be like, yo, bruh, leave her alone. Like, what are you doing? Or maybe even Kyle.
Okay.
Harold said he needs to be in the hallway so the principal can see him. Damn.
KG, you just get on everybody's nerves, huh?
We love him though, but you know the funny thing though, Cajun.
Cajun is a sweet person.
He really is a sweetheart, but he is a pain. Yes, he's a spoiled brat. He's like your bratty little brother. That is who he is. Cajun is the bratty little brother. Child. He's a bratty little brother, but he's a sweetheart. He is. Yeah. Anyway, all right, let's get back into this, child. I think I wrote the wrong name. I wrote Vanessa, and I think I meant to write Nicole. But we kind of already talked about. I wrote Nicole love triangle, but we kind of already talked about that. We kind of already covered that. So I wrote the love triangle.
I thought it was cute, Vanessa setting that up for them to go to the country club, and Nicole was like,
"That was cute."
Thelma, rain check.
Right. That was cute. Yeah, I don't think so either. Charlene, I think when they brought up Allison this week. Again, with soap operas, that's kind of like the alarm bell that like last week they talked about Deanna. So now we know we're going to see her next week. I think that either the trial is getting ready to come up or she's going to escape or something crazy is going to happen. But I do think Allison, I don't think we've heard the last of Allison. She's going to come up.
Oh, you're going to see that crazy in that case.
Yeah, her crazy
ass. Her eyes.
Them eyes, child, them eyes. In person, Cajun is so much fun. Even my young adults thought he was cool. He is, but he's a brat. He's a brat. He's your bratty little brother. He is your bratty little brother. And he's somewhere right now going, what? What did I do?
You do that in my comments when I cuss him out.
Well, listen, do what you got to do. Cuss him. I wrote Leslie and Eva, and then I wrote, I think this is Isaiah, child. My handwriting. Oh, yeah, marriage. Again, we kind of already touched on this, but she's so insistent on her and Isaiah getting married and all of that stuff. Like,
and the first thing is, I don't know how that even in Leslie's brain, I still don't understand how that helps her with her legal issues. So your daughter would be the daughter-in-law of the chief of police. he still has a job to do. I mean, remember, his son arrested Danny, his mother-in-law.
Sure did.
So why? I don't know why she would be exempt.
And why haven't, you're right, why hasn't Bill or anybody else followed up on, like, we haven't heard anything about Allison. Like, why haven't we heard anything else about Allison?
I don't know. Allison will pop up at some point.
She will. Haley has finally convinced Bill to drop the charges to get the charges dropped. Again, I just have to say, I don't know what's going on with this. Like, I'm not sure if Bill is in on it or Bill is just that naive. Like, I just don't know. But I know that Bill does not trust Lynette. But the harder that Haley is pushing, it's just interesting to me how hard Haley is pushing and why Bill doesn't find any of that suspicious.
What I will say is, I think Haley made a good point for herself, because he was kind of questioning the whole stuff with Lynette, and she's like, but Bill, if it wasn't for her, you want to put a baby in me, and if it wasn't for Lynette, we wouldn't, I wouldn't be here for that. So I was like, I guess.
Baby, when they find out that whole thing was fake, baby, the way she's using this and playing this up and all these crocodile tears, baby.
So I'm assuming that's what convinced him.
I don't know. But he finally made the phone call because Tomas came in there and was like, the best that he could hope for is a plea deal. And Haley was like, that's not good enough. And I don't think he's the right one. And she played into Bill's ego. Mm-hmm. If there's anybody that can do it, you can, Bill. Bill, you can do it.
All it took was an ego stroke for him.
Yeah.
Like, really, Bill?
I know. I saw some scenes for next week. Bill is going to ask Joey about Haley and say, yeah. Well, I think Joey is going to throw out enough hints that Bill just can't ignore it.
Bill is just
I don't know.
A lost cause, in my personal opinion.
So I wrote that in my notes next. Bill wants a baby. Mm-hmm. But again, that's just weird. I don't know. That whole him being so pressful. But I guess it's one of those things where once you put the idea in somebody's head, it's kind of like, well, I kind of didn't think I wanted one, but after you didn't, you sold me on the idea, so I'm like ready now.
Right.
I don't know.
We gonna see.
Yeah. I already put that. Colton goes to visit Vernon. All right, we already talked about that. Now look, this might be petty. All right, I need a petty moment. This is gonna be a petty minute. Writers, hey writers, I need y'all to do better with this whole Martin political situation. They really had Martin going out of town to campaign for a congressional seat in Washington, D.C. like he had to go somewhere. They talking about something, he was out. Remember, he came home with a whole suitcase and stuff. Like he was, sir, you can get from one side of D.C. to the other side of D.C. in traffic. It might take you an hour. In traffic. What you need a suitcase for the campaign in D.C.? And why did you have to go out of town? Like, where are you campaigning for a congressional seat in the District of Columbia? Now, I let the shit go when y'all made it D.C. I let it go, even though D.C. don't really, they got a shadow senator and a shadow congressman, congresswoman, and they don't even have no power. Our congressmen and senators in D.C. don't even get the vote. So I don't even understand, but I let y'all have that. I let it go. I said, you being petty, really be, let that go. But when y'all had that man come home with a suitcase, like he really had to go somewhere to campaign, where is he going? I can drive from Northeast DC through Northwest DC through South. Well, I'll be going in the wrong direction, but I'm just saying through Southwest DC and back to Northeast DC. I can hit South. I can hit all four quadrants in an hour and a half tops. Where was he going with a suitcase? Now, I know that was petty, but I need y'all to do better because some of that stuff y'all be getting right. Like when Anita was talking about driving through Rock Creek Park, and all that. Like some of that shit y'all be getting right. But then some of that stuff, I'm like, what we doing? Now, if y'all had kept him in Maryland, I would let y'all have that. Because there are parts of Maryland, you driving to certain parts of Maryland, you do need to maybe stay overnight. I would have let y'all have that if it was Maryland. But DC, Sweet Pea, you know, where he's spending the night in Suitland. Sweet Pea live in the area. She know. Where are you going in DC that you got to spend the night? The fuck? Anyway, I had to put that in my notes, y'all. I know that was petty, but for those of us that live in the area, it's just like when stuff, like if they were doing something in Houston, in Dallas, and it was off logistically, you'd be like, that don't even make no sense.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I had to mention it. I need y'all to do better. Look, I keep telling y'all to call me. If y'all need a writer in the writer's room from DC, I'm available. I'll quit my job. And come down to Atlanta. Just call me. Anyway, moving right along. Oh, Lord. My bestie is from Northeast DC. She went to Dunbar. What? Okay, Dunbar. Yes. My aunt taught at Dunbar for a long time. If I had gone to DC public schools, Dunbar is the high school I would have went to. Yeah, that would have been either Dunbar or McKinley would have been my high school. If I had gone to DC public schools, I went to Catholic school. Anyway, child. Okay, let's get back into this. Okay. Okay, hold on. What's the next in my notes? Wait a minute. Chelsea. Oh, we when Chelsea saw Haley and Randy, we kind of talked about this a little bit, but again, Haley hit them with the Uno reverse, and I'm just not sure.
In the public place for me in Uptown, like, why? That was the only thing that annoyed me this week was that scene right there. Why y'all in Uptown? Y'all couldn't go to the casino somewhere? Y'all already met up at the casino, so it's not like Joey wouldn't know that. Never mind.
I mean, again, they could have just had them meeting in the car. I would even give them that, like, oh, we're gonna meet in the back of a mall in the car. I had a couple of secret rendezvous behind the mall in the back parking lot. You know how the malls be having that back parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
I had a couple of rendezvous, in the back of the mall so nobody could see us. Mm-hmm. Don't worry about why I was doing it. Just know that,
Shout out, I've done it before.
I'm just saying. Don't y'all worry about why. I shouldn't even say it that much. They always be trying to say they're gonna try to turn it into a drug deal. But yeah, it's like if y'all are supposed to be, and I understand that y'all have this cover story, but even with that cover story, y'all are still hanging out too much for my comfort if I'm Bill.
Even with the cover story, the way she was wagging her fingers,
the way she was talking to him, her body language.
Even with Chelsea, should have never mind. It's Chelsea, so we just gonna
bless her heart. That's all we got for her is bless her heart.
Yeah.
All we got for her is bless her heart. But yes, they're just reckless. So, but again, Haley played it perfectly. She flipped it and she played it perfectly. And next thing you know, she was sitting on Bill's couch with them tears running down her face again, child.
Jedi mind tricked the hell out of their asses.
She did. And that's when Allison's name kept coming up. And that's why I was like, Allison must be getting ready to pop up because her name kept coming up, Mm-hmm. Now all of a sudden, Chelsea's talking about, and Madison was like, girl, you need to get some therapy. But I thought she was getting therapy, but I don't know, child. I thought she was getting therapy. Next week, Bill suspect. Yeah, we saw that clip next week where Bill is talking to Joey. So it'll be interesting to see how I do want to see how that scene plays out, though.
Yeah, I do too.
Because Joey is having fun playing with them.
Absolutely.
Joey is having a good time.
Absolutely.
Which he should be.
He should
be. Okay. Now, Thursday and Friday's episodes were actually really good when we started getting into the storyline of the plasma. And we were right.
Yep.
Last week, I think were you the one that said it about the chief? Or was that me? But I know we said it last week.
I forgot. But it was one. I know we mentioned the Chief and Grayson.
Grayson, yep. So we see where Ashley is talking to Madison about the whole Parkinson study and this, that, and the other. And we see where the Chief is like her ears perked up, talking about I have a friend who's, has a close person in their life that's dealing with Parkinson's. And we saw the Chief ears perk up. And then later on, we saw where Ashley and Grayson were flirting and kissing and talking. And we saw the Chief over there. And then the Chief gonna walk up on Grayson. And I knew the minute she rolled up on Grayson, I said, it's her. I said, she is the mastermind. She is the one running this plasma scam. It is her.
Yep.
And I bet you Grayson just got involved to make the extra money to take care of his mother.
I believe so. Because I was looking at the Chief all funny. I've been looking at her funny because because the fact it was, I know we said this last week, and I think I said it, she's rude as hell. That lady is rude as fuck.
Oh yeah, she rude. She's
a rude person. I've never saw a chief of staff that is so, especially the way which granted Carlton was rude to her, but she gave it back. She came at him kind of rudely.
Yeah, they were rude to each other. I said, how you and I know technically that's not his boss. He just has privileges at the hospital, but still, I was like, ooh, you get real feisty.
Yeah, so I've had my eye on her for a minute because I'm like, they didn't just introduce her for no reason.
Yeah, no, because we ain't been seeing the chief of staff, but I definitely knew this week, but I suspected that it was more to her story.
I did too.
I suspected it. But we saw where she rolled up and he was like, well, don't worry, Chief. I'm not going to let, my relationship, interfere with my work. And she was like, it better not. And I knew then, I said, ooh, she's the one. She is the one.
That's going to be an interesting storyline. And then the fact that Jacob now knows it was Grayson. Now, another thing that did piss me off with this whole situation with the impaler was Jacob and Smitty. Smitty can't. I know Smitty is an investigative journalist, but sir, what the fuck do you have on? You stick out like a sore thumb. A sore thumb. Jacob kind of still sticks out like a sore thumb, but his clothing, the way he's, the way he dresses and the way he's acting, it's believable. But Smitty doing it, you don't give that vibe, sir. You just don't.
Yeah, well, we already knew that Smitty was.
So I'm hoping nothing bad happens to Smitty and Jacob, but I can see something happening bad to Smitty. Although I don't want it to happen.
I don't know. Like, I don't think Smitty's going anywhere, but I definitely can see something happening. Yeah, I can definitely see something happening. Yeah. Also, and just to skip ahead, we see where her and Derek reaches out to the chief to link up with the clinic. And I was like, she's going to use the clinic as a way to get blood, because it's according to what June said, they were already getting blood off of the people on the street.
And she was rude as fuck to Derek.
She was. But baby, Derek finessed her though. I said, okay, Derek, I see you. Derek was like, hold on. With all due respect. I said, okay, I see you. But she wanted to be persuaded. Once she heard what he wanted, she was like, oh yeah, got it.
Yep.
Right. Smitty might as well wear a hat that says investigative journalist. Right. Yep.
Yes, Isaiah was just in the neighborhood for some sweet and sour.
Listen, Isaiah said, I had a taste. And this is, but let me be honest. If I'm being honest, when you know you got a taste for something and you know where you can get it.
Oh, absolutely.
You will go wherever it is. And there are spots in the hood.
Sure hell is.
But I know that I'm going to get what I want now. It may look like a little hole in the wall from the outside. If you don't know, you don't know kind of situation. But baby, if you're trying to get it.
Yeah. Like it's a chicken spot in Oak Cliff. And if anybody know about Dallas and know Oak Cliff, Y'all know that's the hood, but if the chicken is so good, you will drive all the way over there. And I live far away from Oak Cliff. You will drive over there for that chicken.
Yeah.
It'll be about a 40-minute drive, but you'll drive over there for some,
Yeah.
because shit in the hood, it hit differently than in the bougie parts.
And I must be missing stuff because I saw that in the previews, but I don't remember seeing it this week when he ran into Isaiah. I be missing stuff. Sometimes I be zoning out, I think.
I think that was the last. It wasn't this week. It was a few. I think it was like 2 weeks ago when he ran into Isaiah.
Was that last week? You know what? Last week I did miss an episode.
Yeah,
so
it was either last week or the week before.
Okay, like I said, I did miss an episode, so maybe that. The Informed said, "What's the name of that chicken spot?" You don't even know Oak Cliff.
It's Rudy's Chicken.
But he might be from Texas. Look, I'm all in his business, child. That's just like The Informed. It's this spot. It's this now I can't remember the name of it, but you'll know what I'm talking about. It's this seafood restaurant in Baltimore. It's near the harbor. Damn, what's the name of that spot? But when I tell you the food is so good and the prices are so reasonable, they have this stuffed salmon. And when I tell you it is so stuffed, it looks like a sandwich.
I know you lying.
Ooh, Below said Rudy's just.
I know you lying.
Oh.
What the fuck? No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
They ain't close.
We need to have a moment. Do we need to have a moment of silence for Rudy's?
Yes, because that was a spot.
Oh.
And it's right here on our local news. Legendary restaurant Rudy's Chicken in Oak Cliff to close this week after decades in business.
Oh.
Baby, that was the hood spot to go to. I know you fucking lying.
Well, you gonna have to find Rudy's cousin.
We gonna have to find something.
Now, Cheap 83 said that Isaiah was lying because he had just had lunch with Eva. He was going to lunch with Eva. So I don't think he was doing anything. If he was down there, I don't think he's doing anything illegal or nefarious.
No.
Now, he might have been down there. No, I don't think so, because I don't know. It might be something we got to put in our back pocket for later. It is a soap opera. Yeah. So it might be something we got to put in our back pocket for later. You know what I'm saying? But do you know the name of that place I'm talking about, The Informed? What is the name of that restaurant? It's near the harbor. And it's like it's somebody's name is in the title. It's like Uncle Somebody's or something. Oh God, what is the name of that place? The Informed, if you know what I'm talking about, put it in the chat. Because it's been a couple of years since I've been there. But when I tell you, I used to drive to Baltimore to go there. Now I ain't been there in a couple of years, like probably since COVID. So it may not even still be open. But baby, pre-COVID, it could be a Saturday morning and I'd be like, I want some of that. And I would drive to Baltimore. And I would drive to Baltimore and get a carry-out. Like, I wouldn't eat in. I would drive to Baltimore. And for me, y'all, understanding that's like an hour from, that restaurant was like an hour from my house. But I would drive down there. There's a place I like to get my crabs from. That's, by the time I drive there and get home, it's about an hour and a half.
Yeah, quick, I just saw.
Yeah, it's about an hour and a half. But that's where I like to get my crabs from.
Damn, so what they gonna do with Root? Like that was the only one.
Baby, I don't know. Damn, y'all done hurt his feelings this morning. Look at y'all.
Right.
Y'all done hurt his
feelings. Me and my little cousin, when we came back from Christmas, we came back to Dallas because my aunt lives in that area. So we drove to Rudy's. They were closed in. We was like, why they closed? It's the middle of the day. Child.
They probably was winding down then, child.
It probably was. It's still a good place over there in Oak Cliff that you can find good food. But again, it's Oak Cliff, and I hate driving. Oh God, I hate driving over there. Mm-hmm. When I tell you, hood.
Listen.
Hood.
Listen.
Take all your shit out your car when you get, like, don't leave anything in your car, please. Don't.
Oh yeah, no, we don't play them games.
Yeah, if you go to Oak Cliff, y'all, don't leave anything in your car. Don't leave your car running. My cousin made that mistake.
Oh, why would you leave your car running?
My cousin made that mistake. We don't know why he left his car running. This nigga, well, he's not really a nigga, but he's a off-brand nigga. He's
not
a white
off-brand nigga.
He's a white.
You know what I have to be careful about nowadays, and I don't want to get no thieves, no ideas. But nowadays with the push start engines, where you don't have to, like, I have to be conscious to take my key. Out the car with me, because if somebody jump in the car and I left my key in the car somewhere. They don't even have to visibly see it. They can just hit the button and see if it worked. And then if you got my key, you gone.
You gone.
If I left my key in the car, because like with my work, like during the week in my work bag, my keys are just in my work bag, so they're not like sitting on my seat or anything. But if I just jump out to go to the gas station and run in, somebody literally could jump in my car and drive off. Moe's Seafood, I think it's Moe's. I'm talking about the Inform. It's either Captain Larry's or Moe's, but I think it's Moe's. It's been, like I said, it's been since the pandemic. But baby, when I tell you that stuffed salmon, it looked like a sandwich that because the crab meat in between the two sliced pieces of salmon with it. Y'all, I'm not even. And they had a stuffed shrimp, the same thing. When that thing went by you, you were like, "What the fuck?" And the prices were reasonable. Like for what you were getting, you didn't mind paying it.
Yeah,
because you were getting. And I would get like the stuffed shrimp. And I would drive all the way out there and get the stuffed shrimp dinner.
Okay. Yeah. So to answer the question, he was supposed. My cousin was supposed to be in.
Ooh, Moses still there. I'm going this summer. I am going this summer. I ain't been to Moses in forever. I'm sorry.
He was supposed to go in and out the store. He went in and out the store. When he went in and out the store, his car was gone.
Wow.
And me and my family asked him, like, why did you leave your car running? You know this area. Of all the places in Dallas, you leave your car running in Oak Cliff, and some niggas sold us. He got his car back, but it's like, why would you leave it running?
Why would you leave your car running?
That was the running joke for the whole day. It was Christmas too. That was the whole running joke with my family. You left your car running. Everybody get to the house. He left his car running, and somebody stole
it. Baby. Because I can tell it's about to be springtime because I'm starting. Oh Lord, there you go. Because I'm starting to get a taste for seafood. I wanted some crabs this week, and I was like, I'm gonna get some crabs probably this weekend.
Not cheap. It sounds like something Chelsea would do.
Huh?
Not cheap. Said it sounds like something Chelsea would do. Leave her car running.
It does sound like something Chelsea would do. You right, Cheap 83. You right. All right, y'all. Let's finish up. I only have a few more notes. There's some of this stuff we probably already talked about. I talked about Derek becoming the manager of the clinic. I think that's going to be good for him. They want him to make the announcement, and that's what we saw Leslie and Vanessa going at it, which we kind of already talked about. Now, I do have a question about this. Hold on, I'm gonna come back to this. Let me look at the rest of my notes because I'm gonna come back to this.
I will say,
Jacob. Jacob makes a drop. We're gonna talk about that. What's this next note? We kind of already talked about Tracy visiting Anita. Okay, we already talked about that.
Yep.
Naomi missing her husband. We already kind of talked about Naomi. Lord, I can't read my notes. Chief gonna use the. Oh, we already talked about that. The chief of the head of the chief of the medical
staff.
The staff. Lord, I couldn't get it out. Going to use the clinic. We talked about that. Okay, so let me go back to these two notes. The Jacob thing, we started talking about it. Let's finish it up. So Jacob has to go and make a drop at the hospital. Now, I don't know why he called Smitty. I don't know what the fuck Smitty was going to do to help him. Like, what? Why did you call Smitty? What advice did you think Smitty was going to give you?
Who knows? I was confused by that. But I was more confused by Smitty showing up in that alley with them clothes on, sir. You stick out like a sore thumb.
I mean, to be fair, he was at Orphy Jeans picking up dinner. Like, he ain't know. But this is what I didn't understand. Jacob, you couldn't come up with a better disguise than some glasses and that hat. You couldn't put on some sunglasses? Why couldn't you wear a mask? People are still wearing masks.
They are.
So you were in a hospital. Why didn't you you could have put on a medical mask. Now, I wouldn't suggest doing both because if you put on sunglasses and the medical mask, it would look suspicious. But one or the other, like, you couldn't come up with nothing better than just some regular glasses, like,
and a cap
and a hat. I just knew he was gonna put on a mask. But anyway, he goes in the hospital, and the clue is the person's gonna get on the elevator. He had to wear.
He had to wear that. He
did have to wear that hat. Yeah, that's true. I forgot. Yeah. And it ended up being Grayson. Now, my question is, when their eyes locked, had Grayson met Jacob before? I don't remember.
I don't think
so. But they looked like they knew each other.
But you have, I think also, I don't think they've ever like met each other person. Well, we don't know that because I mean, remember, he is dating Ashley,
Oh, that's true. He is dating Ashley. So
and
maybe
Ashley
they
and
double
Naomi just,
dated or something.
yeah, because you know Naomi knows about him.
Naomi does know about him. Oh, Cheap 83 said yes, they met at Uptown with Ashley and Naomi. Yeah, okay. They did meet before. Yeah, well, they definitely locked eyes like they knew each other.
Mm-hmm.
And we see in next week's episode, he's calling Grayson and basically telling him, don't you say shit.
Yeah,
So I feel like that's why I feel like Grayson is not at the top. And and Grayson was basically like, oh, I only did this to pay my mother's medical bills or whatever, whatever.
yeah. The chief is the head.
Yeah, the chief is definitely at the head of this. So I like the fact that this storyline is moving along, even though Jacob, in my opinion, is playing this shit all wrong, but at least it's moving along. Oh, yeah, and Derek showed up. That's right. That's right. I remember now. Yeah. So I'm kind of here for that they're actually moving this storyline along. So we'll see what ends up happening. Now, I do think somebody gonna get shot or something, but I don't think anybody's gonna die. The only person that in this scenario that I think could die would be Grayson, and we wouldn't miss him. But
Or
Jacob ain't dying,
or the chief.
Smitty not dying, but I can see one of them getting hurt really badly. I could definitely see that. Oh, Quake said she think they now it is a soap opera. We know they will get rid of somebody, but I don't think it's gonna be Jacob. I don't, not this time.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be Jacob this time. Now, my last note, and maybe you or the audience can help me with this one. Mm-hmm. That phone call that Tomas made, what was that about? When he was asking somebody about doing some research or something, do you think he's trying to do a background check on Lynette or Haley?
I think he's still digging into Lynette. But I also think he is, because you remember he had a conversation with Bill about Kat, and he was basically telling him, I met Danny the same, kind of similar to how you met Kat, and he was making a connection because you realize he said he wants to do a double. He wants to introduce him to his girlfriend. I was like, huh? That is, if you listen to the phone call, it was like the nigga didn't even know who he was because he's like Tomas,
Yeah, it was just a weird call, but it's just because again, Tomas is on their ass too.
Yeah, but I don't think he's onto Haley more than he's onto Lynette.
But I do think he thinks there's something going on there. Like he thinks something's weird there. Because remember, he still don't understand why Haley was delivering them damn paperwork. That paperwork. He thinks it's something. He thinks it's something shiesty.
Yeah, I think he's leaning, trying to sniff out Lynette.
Okay. Well, y'all, that is pretty much this week's. It was a lot of notes. We didn't even go off topic that much this week. We were just talking about the show. Mm-hmm. But it was a lot going on. The previews for next week looks like next week is going to be an action week. Y'all know how soap operas have a action week and a low week, but a couple of things in those previews look like we're going to get some action next week. We got Deanna cussing her mama out. We got Joey dropping bones for Bill. We know that we got we got Jacob and the plasma machine situation. So we definitely I think this plasma story is going to turn into a bigger thing. Like I don't think they're going to end it here. I think Joey is going to turn Grayson into an informant because they're going to bring the clinic in, which I think is going to turn it into a bigger thing with the clinic being involved and stuff. I don't think this is going to end next week. I think that he's going to turn Grayson into an informant.
That's going to be a rivalry if they use the clinic.
Oh, his research already found that Lynette didn't exist. See, that's the part I was missing. Thanks, Wayne. He's suspicious of Haley. See, that's what I'm saying. I think it's Haley. He's on Haley's trail.
With his research, what it showed was, it shows she didn't exist. But what happened is she scrubbed herself of it. Like he couldn't find anything because she scrubbed all history of her. Like he couldn't find social media or anything like that. So she scrubbed. So she's worked with somebody before to scrub all existence of her.
Yeah, well, we know that clinic went by. Like I said, the clinic gonna open up before Bill realized that Haley trying to kill him with that tea, child.
Now the thing with the clinic, whoever, which we think is the chief, if it is the chief, this was set up like a Sonny, you know how Sonny has rivals in his organization. This will be a rival, and oh god, that would be a big rivalry, that you in Joey's territory and you in one of his fronts.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't
That's
gonna
a good point. Cheap said someone could get shot and need blood, and that would play into the storyline. Yeah. The clinic was built faster than Leslie's house. Right.
And she cared more about that house than that clinic.
Oh, well, she child. We know that. Because that house, again, for her, is a status symbol.
Mm-hmm.
Well, with that being said, you guys, what you got coming up this week, JB?
Oh, it's kind of short now. So Love After Lockup, the finale was last night, so I'll do that. And then Baddies is tomorrow, and that's all I got. I'm going to try to do Paradise. I don't know how I'm going to do it, because there's already 4 or 5 episodes that have already aired. So probably what I'm going to do is I'm not going to do an individual review. I may just come on here and talk about the episodes that have already, passed, and then whatever we got left, talk about those separately. And Married to Medicine, I'm going to try to get back to that. I don't know if I'm going to come back at the reunion or what.
I was going to say, because, I mean...
Finale is next week.
Yeah. Is the finale next week?
I think it's the 15th.
Yeah, next week. I'm sorry, I was thinking tomorrow. Yeah, the finale is next week, and then the reunion, because they let the looks were put out yesterday.
Yeah, I saw that. They did good. Yeah,
I know.
wait
a minute, hold on. Thank you, Ash Tuck. Let me read we are definitely talking about Moles. You got to come up here, and I will take you. That's 4 minutes from my house. The food and drinks are on point. Okay, look, I'm always ready for some seafood dinner, girl. Listen, seriously, real talk. Hit me up in my IG. Let's make it happen, because I have not been to Mo's since, like I said, since the pre-pandemic. But baby, that food, when I tell y'all, I used to drive to Baltimore, and I used to live close. But back then, I used to live in Greenbelt, which is a little bit closer to Baltimore than where I live now. But still, I used to drive to. I'm thinking about it now. Let me stop. I'm going to go out to lunch with some friends now, which is why I got to get off of here.
Okay, just stop being a hater, because DB said I'm too classy for baddies. Thank you. What I will say, DB, is unfortunately, I am too classy for baddies, but what I will say is baddies makes me money.
Hey, listen, I understand. That's why I'm still doing Love and Marriage Huntsville, which comes back on tonight. So tomorrow, you guys, tomorrow might be one of those. Huh?
It do come back on tonight, don't it?
It does.
Oh God.
So tomorrow might be one of those full days for me, you guys. I know I have to get y'all Bell Collect, because I'm going to walk out the door. When I get off here, I'm putting my shoes on and walking out the door. But I got Bell Collective, Love and Marriage Huntsville tonight. Mm-hmm. I still have to get caught up on Beverly Hills. I saw today, I am not the only one struggling with Beverly Hills.
Everybody.
Yeah, because Andy put out his tweet, the reunion's coming up. Do y'all have any questions? And the way they lit Twitter up with them with some questions about what? Exactly. This needs to be a one-part reunion. I mean, so I was like, I don't feel so bad that I'm the only one that seems like I'm struggling with it. So I am going to do my best to get caught up this week, you guys. I may do that tomorrow night in place of Potomac, since I don't have Potomac tomorrow night, and I'm not going to stay up late enough to do Married to Medicine, because I still would have to stay up to do Married to Medicine. So I may do all 3 episodes of Beverly Hills tomorrow night. But you guys are going to get at least 2 lives tomorrow. I stopped with no Garcelle. A lot of people, and that's the other thing too. A lot of people stopped watching because of the Garcelle situation. And people like JB and Yarrell was like, fuck it, Garcelle gone, I ain't doing it. And then the fact that Garcelle is just nothing there. It's not, and I'm not saying that Garcelle was the only reason why there's no story this season, but Garcelle is a big part of it. Because with Garcelle gone, Sutton is so busy trying to make nice with these ladies. Mm-hmm. She's not giving y'all those Sutton moments, those outbursts, those, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think my wallet is too big. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're not getting those moments from Sutton because she's too busy kissing her ass.
And that's sad.
And Amanda is a flop. And she's the, you know, Rachel Zoe is Rachel Zoe. Like, she knows how to play reality TV, but she ain't gonna cuss nobody out. She's not gonna give you that drama, you know. And Amanda's a flop, and Sutton is playing nice. And so the only person really bringing it is Dorit, but she's annoying.
And I can't stand that.
Yeah, I mean, the only person that's in the episodes that I watched up until this point, the only person that's bringing anything is Dorit. But yes. Dorit is annoying.
She is.
So
I'm gonna try to get caught up on it, and I'll hop on with you.
And I don't have a lot of time to do the things, but it's 75 of y'all in here right now. One of y'all out of them 75 people, I need 10 of y'all to get on this shit with me. Cajun is gonna buy you a drink. If y'all get on this ship, Cajun gonna buy you a drink every day.
Harold says, what are your expectations for Rhode Island? I'm excited for Rhode Island. For me,
I'm excited for something different. I mean, oh Lord, and I keep forgetting I have not updated this flyer, child. Cajun, listen, make yourself useful. Text me about 9 o'clock tonight and remind me to fix this damn flyer. I'm about to go out. I'm not sure what time I'm gonna be home. So about 9 o'clock tonight, tell me to fix this damn flyer. But either way, yes, balcony is spelled wrong, but damn it, y'all know what I'm saying. Get on this shit with us. Those are the prices, the dates, February the 11th through the 15th of 2027. We already have 20 rooms booked. That is a bunch of people that are ready to have a good time. We're trying to get to 50 rooms. Mm-hmm. So March the 16th is the last day to book at these prices. That does not mean you can't book after March the 16th. It just means I cannot guarantee the price. Right. But go ahead and write down that group number. And go ahead and write down that 800 number. When you call, hit option number 5. It'll take you straight to group sales. Get them your group number. Tell them you are rolling with the Tribe Bowl 2.0. $200 will hold your room. $200 will hold your room, and you have until November the 28th to pay your room off. And let me tell y'all something else. They take a firm. So if you an affirm girly like myself, I ain't no shame in my game. I'm an affirm kind of girly. If you're an affirm kind of girly, go ahead and use that affirm to make that deposit. Go ahead and use that affirm to make that deposit. Okay. And then you got until November the 28th to pay it off. And hell, you can use affirm to pay the whole damn thing. If you got that much credit on your affirm, use that affirm to pay the whole damn thing off. How about that?
So you said 200 is just to
200 holds your room. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep, 200 holds your room, and then you have until November the 28th.
Pay the whole
thing off. So yeah. So with that being said, y'all, I got to get out of here because I gotta get down the road to meet up with some friends for lunch, and I will talk to y'all later. Thank y'all for being here. Peace. Don, yes, Don is going. I can't wait.